Good night, folks. This is Carlton from Carlton's Travel Adventures, and I'm here to do another video on Medellin. But first, before I start that, keep in mind, my channel is not about Medellin. It's not about Colombia. It's a travel channel. I've been, to Brazil, been to quite a few years in Dominican Republic. I've been all over Colombia. I'm going to Lima in probably another 6 weeks. Spend New Year's in Lima, and then the plan is to do a lot of South America next year. So, stay tuned. It's not all about Colombia, but but I do love Colombia. And I do live here. So, I'm going to be spending probably most of my time in Colombia doing these tapes. Now, I've done a recording on the good things about living in Medellin, and also the not so good things, or I shouldn't say bad, and not the good about living in Medellin. This one is going to be more about the cultural differences. If you plan on coming here to live, or either full-time or part-time, it's becoming very popular. Look at all the magazines and internet searches of the top 10 places to retire, sometimes the top 5. Medellin is going to be on the list, okay? Either in the top 10 or sometimes the top 5. So if you plan on coming here, I live here, I've been coming here for 3.5 years. You should know some of the cultural differences. So that's what I'm going to focus on today, okay? So let me jump right into it. I live in a real nice area. It's called Laureles, and you can see my other recordings on the neighborhood and my apartment. Pretty nice. But one thing I don't like about it, it has no AC. Now the city is called the City of Eternal Spring, and it never gets too hot or too cold, but it does get warm in the summertime. Right now it's perfect. It's November, and it's kind of perfect in the daytime. But in June, July, August, it can get pretty humid, and hot. And I sit here sometimes sweating a little bit, in the summertime. So I'd love to have some AC, but it's a brand new building and a couple years old, and no AC. Don't like that, and also no fans. Okay, so it's probably normal because of the the temperature. And nighttime is good. Believe me, nighttime, even in the summertime when it's 85 in the daytime, nighttime is perfect. Open the window, whatever. Even without opening the window, probably need a blanket sometimes at night. So temperature is good. But I'd love to have an AC. Same thing with the dryer. There's no dryer here. No option for a dryer. There's no hookup to put the dryer in, and the vent to blow it out. There is none. There's no option. And when I rented the place, the guy said, well, electricity is very expensive, and they pull a lot of electricity. But personally, if I wanted to pay for electricity, give me the option. What if I want to pay $50 a month for electricity for the dryer? Give me the option of doing that. Could easily put the vent in. It's right. The utility room is right next to the wall. For outside, easily set it up for a dryer, but don't have it. So you have these the racks you can hang your clothes on. But when you wash your sheets, I have 4 sheets I wash almost every week, on a Monday or so, and I gotta take them and drag them, wash them here, drag them 6-7 blocks, to Notabara to a a laundromat to dry them. Pay 10,000 pesos to dry them. So it's a pain in the butt. I hate that. People here are not on time, especially delivery people. You can order something to be delivered, furniture, appliances, or whatever, and they'll tell you they'll be here the next day at 10 o'clock, and you can wait all day and they don't show up. One time I waited all day for them, and then they showed up at as I gave up on them. They showed up at 7:30 at night, 7:30 p.m. One time they said they're going to show up, a certain day. They show up the next day. All I'm saying is just the culture, and just don't fight it. If you're tired, why stress out? Just relax. Go with the flow and do the best you can with this stuff. Just don't keep fighting everything. You're gonna go drive yourself nuts. It's just a culture, South American, and probably in the Caribbean too a little bit. Don't slam their car doors. People tell you this over and over again. Do not slam car doors. They hate that. Do not slam their car doors. Tell the truth. I didn't like it either. I had a nice car at one point in time, a Benz, and I didn't like people slamming my car door. You can close it, it's get the same job done. You know, so especially the cab drivers, the taxi drivers, oh, do not stand their car doors. They get pretty upset at you. Okay, so just mind that. Movies. If you like movies like I do, you don't get the first run movies over here. You know, you just don't get them. You know, I went to the movie theater today. I went to visit this mall, and you know, I think it was eight theaters, and I didn't see any American movies. Okay, so you're not going to see them as often. You might see one every now and then, depends on where you go. But and most times it's probably not going to be in English. So if you like the movies, you might be out of luck. So just get used to that, right? These are things that just get used to when you're in another country. You know, it's not your country. The cultures are different, so you can't fight it. If you don't like what you like being here, just you can always leave. Nobody's forcing you to be in another country, right? So just got to relax and take it as it comes, and you know, and just enjoy the country. This one that you should learn about. It's not disgusting. It's just different. I hate to use the word disgusting. Somebody told me once. Toilet paper. If you go to the bathroom, you do number 2. They don't want you to put the toilet paper in the toilet. They put it in a separate container right there. Some of them are closed, thank God, but some are not closed. Some are open. So if you go into malls or any public toilets, and I assume people do the same at home, they don't put the toilet paper in the toilet. I guess it's maybe clogged the septic system, I don't know, but this is a culture. You put it in the container next door, right on the floor rather, and then you know, you flush other stuff down. But that's hard to get used to. I don't do it. A lot of Americans will not do that, obviously. But there's a reason they have it, and great for them. But you know, I just don't do it. People here are pretty reserved. Okay, they're not loud. You know, you can have in the U.S. I was in the U.S. A couple weeks ago on some business, and you know, I realized how different it is. You know, people here are not loud. There's no loud music going on on the metro station, train, or in the buses. People are pretty quiet. You might, like I said, might have a bus driver has the music going and just kind of sing along with the music, but there's no one screaming, no one's talking loud, not even kids are going crazy. I had some friends of friends who came here a few months ago. They're in the subway and it's quiet and they're just making this real loud noise, acting up, and they're pulling on the what do you call it, the pipes, doing pull-ups, and I kind of got upset. I told them, stop, cut it out. You gotta look around your environment and see what the culture is. If people are quiet, they'll make a scene and they kind of, you know, are out there and make people notice you. I like being noticed when I'm traveling. You know, I like to, you know, blend right in with the locals. I don't want to be noticed as a nasty American. So, you know, be careful about, you know, noticing what the culture is around you and trying to follow in and not stand out. You know, like the jewelry. I had someone that called me and said his friend wanted to talk to me about coming here, you know, because I've been here so much. And I noticed when we're talking on a Skype, he had all this jewelry on, all this, you know, gold stuff. And I said, look, my advice is to, you know, just drop the jewelry when you come. And a good advice. But, and I told him about what to expect here. I guess he came, and I spoke to him after he returned. And I noticed some pictures that he had sent. The jewelry is still on. So I guess he just wanted to show the jewelry off, which is fine, you know. But they're not impressed with your jewelry, really, you know. But you can make yourself a target, you know. You might think you're a tough guy, but why make yourself a target? You know, sometimes people are poor, especially downtown and certain parts of the city. Why tempt them making a target by wearing all these fancy jewelry and Rolex watches? I wear nothing at all, no jewelry, nothing at all. I blend right in. I don't want to be noticed. Okay, so stay away from all the jewelry. College football games. I went to Florida State for my MBA, Rutgers undergraduate. I love college football. I love college football. The pace is faster, the score is higher, so forth, but they don't show them here, you know. They might show one game every now and then, a top game like Alabama or a UCLA or something, a popular school, but mostly they don't show the games. There's a Irish pub in El Poblado that shows the games, but I got to pay taxi all the way over there, and the beers cost a lot, probably $4 per beer, and then you have the food. It's just a pain in the ass and expensive. So I just watch the scores on ESPN, and that's about it. And watch the clips. But if you like American professional football, NFL, they do have that here. I didn't realize there's a market for the NFL here, but apparently there is, because I have a cable subscription here that's not the top one, it's the regular one. I don't pay a bunch of money for it. And I get NFL channel, and Sunday I get the Sunday 1 o'clock game, the 4 o'clock game, the 8:30 Sunday game. I get the Monday night football game, the Thursday night football. Just finished watching Seattle, and Green Bay I think played a minute ago. So you get those games, which is great. I'm just happen to be more of a college football fan than an NFL fan. All right. Another thing that you should be aware of is people talk a lot about the fact that you get a lot of fruits here. So people drink a lot of fruit juices, and it's kind of healthy and so forth. People push that stuff. I see a lot of other YouTubers talk about, one guy talk about, these great fish to have here is healthy, and then the juices, the guanaba in the juice, all these different fruits, star fruit, and all the stuff that's passion fruit rather, that's healthy for you. And I got caught up in that myself, and I'm a healthy person. I'm in perfect shape, for my age. I always worked out for all my life. Would go to the gym, flat belly, watch what I put in my body. I don't eat red meat and so forth. I never eat, the refined sugar in anything. I love tea. Tea with a little honey sometimes, but most times with no honey. I got used to that over the last 10, 15 years. I don't like sugar. White sugar is bad for your body, But about a month ago, I always order my fruit drink, with my meal. And about a month ago, I happened to see this lady making the guanabana juice, and I saw her put 3 helping teaspoons of white refined sugar in my drink and mix it up. And I'm going, whoa, wait a minute now. I'm trying to avoid this stuff, and here I'm drinking it all in all the juices. I thought sometimes juices were sweet naturally because of the fruit. So when I make my juices here or my smoothies here, I pick the right fruit that are sweet, like certain mangoes are sweet and so forth, But I realized, man, this stuff is bad, so I stopped drinking the juice now, Another guy, I saw a YouTuber with this beautiful fish. He talked about the fish is great and healthy. No. The fish, I'm a fisherman. I fished for 30 years. I had my boat for 25 years. The fish you were showing me, the red tilapia. Tilapia is the worst fish you can eat because it's farm raised. I don't eat farm raised fish. I don't eat farm raised shrimp. It's work. Just do some research on farm raised fish or shrimp, and you'll see what I'm telling you. I'm not going to waste my time telling you about it right now. Farm raised salmon, it's gross, So I eat saltwater fish only, And some saltwater fish have mercury. Most don't. So you get the grouper, the snapper, the snook, which is robalo, and so forth. I look for that. It's a little more expensive, especially all the way inland here. But I'd rather eat that than the cheaper tilapia. Stay away from the tilapia. So anyway, one more thing. A lot of you guys come here. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So hot water. I have hot water. I have a electric hot water heater. I can't live without hot water. Even in a hot climate, I need my hot water. When that water hits your back, it's like no. A lot of people here used to not having hot water. I'm looking for a condo right now so I can get my visa and stay longer. And as I look in some of these websites, and some of these condos are in this area, which is a nice area. They'll go for 120,000 plus, and some will go for a lot more. And I look at them and it says no hot water. I'm like, what the hell? Why would I buy a condo with no hot water? So that's kind of it's another cultural thing. They're used to no hot water, but I can't do that. So I have to be very careful to ask certain questions when I look for my condo. So I make sure I have hot water. I need a fan. I need AC. I need a place for my my dryer and so forth. If I can get those, I'll be happy. I can probably do without the AC and the fan. If I have a window with a mesh on it to open it up in daytime. Right now, if I open the window up, I get bugs come in, flies and these little beetles. So, I try to keep it closed. But this time of year is perfect. Between now until next, probably April, May, you're good. So I'm going to the best time of year. All right. Last thing here, I'm going over my 15 minutes. But last thing here, do it real quickly. Let's just, just get real here, okay? A lot of guys come here because of a beautiful woman. And the two type of guys that come here, two type of guys. One type come here for the sex tourism, beautiful ladies, prostitution is legal, and they have a good time, for the week. Other guys that actually come here, I know guys that come here just to find a beautiful wife. An actual wife that they want to get married to and have kids. South American women are sometimes a lot more feminine. I'm not knocking American women, no I'm not, but sometimes they get more into that woman's lip stuff and working just as hard as you and so forth. A lot of these guys want a wife. If you come here looking at Tinder, Colombian Cupid, Latin American Cupid, trying to find a wife, look, it ain't gonna happen. You're gonna find most of the prepagos. You're not going to find a wife. It's not going to happen. You're probably going to find, probably about a 10% chance you'll find a wife on those sites. Really won't. You got to come here, get to know the people. And the culture is they really don't, you can't just walk up to a lady. In most cases, I know one guy might tell you, well, it happened to me. I can talk to girls in the street and get numbers. Probably not the right type of woman. That I'm talking about. They're very close-knit, family-oriented. So, if you go into bars or restaurants and so forth, or discos, you see a lot of girls together, or family together, maybe 4 or 5 girls, up to 10 girls together. It's hard to just get into to know them, let somebody introduce you to them. Okay? Walk on the street, just talking to a girl, they won't stop for you most of the times. And I've gotten a couple of numbers. Like say it's rare when you do that, but most times they won't talk to you on the street. Just not comfortable with doing that, to a stranger, So just get to know people, get invited to like parties, then you know the girls that way through friends at a party and so forth. That's the best way I see we can meet some really good females and not just these prepagos, okay? So I hope this is helpful to you, and thanks for listening. And please subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate it. Have a good night.